Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. What a difference a day makes, huh? Remember yesterday when I came out and I did the videos and I pointed up to the sky and it was all overcast and we had rain and everything else, and then today, clear, beautiful blue skies, absolutely fantastic. So I'll give you an update on this real quick. We'll talk about this for a minute. The solar, I did not run the generator at all yesterday. And actually we're gonna have a look and see. I'm gonna have to turn that on. That's gonna take a minute. So this morning I came out and I checked at about 9:30 and the batteries were at 48% and charging. So right now it's a little bit after 11, so we're looking at an hour and a half later. We're gonna look at that in a second because I have no idea where it's at either because I haven't looked yet. But we'll do that first, and we'll take a look at where that is at. Let's see if we got a definitive. Oh yeah, okay. So right now, 64% in charging, okay? So we've gone from 48%, we're up 16% in an hour and a half, and obviously I'm using power as well, but that's not bad. I'm not before the end of the day it'll be over 100%. I mean, we're supposed to have clear skies all day long. Probably my guess would be by 1:30, 2 o'clock we should be over at 100% on the batteries, so that's a good thing. That's what we like to see. I have not had to run the generator now, oh God, what's it been, like 10 days? I think at least 10 days, something like that. So, you know, these are the things, that's how you figure things out, okay? You go, okay, when was it, what was the turning point? When was it where I was able to collect and store enough power to be able to have a, you know, like a bad day, which was yesterday, where we had no sunshine and we had nothing but rain, where you can get through that, not have to run that generator because you're collecting enough power. So yeah, so that's part of that. So anyway, but what I wanted to talk, well, first of all, before we get any further into this video, I just want to remind everybody I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm looking forward to having you join me then. We'll figure out a topic at that point, and we will go from there. So I wanted to talk to you guys, which I think is hugely, it's probably the most, what is the most important part of prepping? Okay? So what's the most important part of prepping? And I've kind of touched on this here and there, but I've never come out with a video and said, what is the most important part of prepping? And I'll be honest with you folks, the most important part of prepping is planning. Planning. And then putting that plan into action, okay? And why do I say that? Why do I think that planning is the most important part? Here's why. When the time comes, when a true SHTF event happens, we're all going to be in holy crap, this is real, this has happened mode, okay? And so with proper planning, you don't have to think. You don't have to react, you have to act. Why? Because you have a plan in place. You know exactly what you're going to do. You know exactly where you're going to go. You know exactly how you're going to do what you need to do. Those are the things that are super, super important that a lot of people just don't think about. They just don't think about it. And so to me, that proper planning is the most important thing, because you need to sit down, you need to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? These guys are all hanging back in here today, probably because it's, with the plastic, it's much, much warmer, and it's still a little cool right now. I think we're only in the mid to high 30s at the moment. One of the girls is getting ready to head in to go and lay. She's on the thing there. So, somebody must be in there. That's what it is. Yeah, I don't see the white hen. Unless she's over on the other side. Nope, I'll bet you she is inside. Oh, they got their bucket knocked over. So I have to go grab that, reload that. But, yeah, so somebody must be in. She's like waiting her turn. That's what it is. She's just looking in there. She's going, okay, finish up. So I don't know, maybe the white hen is in there laying, who knows. But chickens are fun. They're a lot of fun. So, but anyway, you know, with proper planning, you put yourself in a situation where you go, you know, what do I got to do? How do I got to do it? Where do we go from here? And that was why, like, this year, you know, and I had talked about this earlier in the year, you know, and when as a group we talked about it back in January, and we talked about water. Water is so important, and it's the biggest key to everything. I mean, like that storm that we just had yesterday that came in through the night before, and it rained all night. I mean, the amount of water overall that we could have collected from that storm would have been, you know, hundreds of gallons of water just from one storm. You know, if every catchment was in place, if it was squared away, if it was ready to go. It's as literally, folks, it's as simple as that. And the next thing you know, you have, you know, a tremendous amount of water available to you. Let's do the math, right? If you have 10 totes, 275 gallon tanks, that's 2,750 gallons of potential water. So with 20, you know, now you're over 5,000 gallons of available water. I mean, that's a lot of water. Now, would that last long term with no rain coming in and stuff like that? Well, of course not. But what it does, it puts you in a position where you have water storage and you can utilize the other water sources as well. Like if you're pulling off of one tank, for an example, and you have a creek or you have a spring or whatever, well, you can, you know, very gradually collect water from those areas and, you know, and go from there. So those are kind of the key things that you got to think about. But with proper planning, you know, you're going to be in such better position to deal with whatever the situation is. Water's just one key factor to it. To me, it's like I try to look at the overall big picture. Having animals is important because, like with having chickens, you have a meat source and you have a protein source big time because of the eggs. You know, that's going to be a big factor. There she is. You're being good. That's what we like to see. Yes, we don't like bad behavior. We like good behavior, don't we? Yes. So, you know, you got a source of, you know, protein and, like I said, and meat. You know, we do plan on expanding down here. We do want to get rabbits, you know, and continue to get things going in the right direction. Perennials that are going to come up year after year, that's important as well. You know, having the blueberry bushes, having the fruit trees, you know, having the raspberry bushes, you know, you take care of them, they take care of you. It's as simple as that. And being able to have those sources of food available to you. And yeah, when they get to a point where they're bigger and we're getting a lot of produce from those trees, well, then it's going to be a lot of canning. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. With apples, you know, we got a bunch of apple trees, right? We got a bunch of pear trees. We got 6 pear trees. You know, once those trees mature and they really start producing a tremendous amount of pears, you know, you're not going to want to just eat pears for, you know, weeks straight. You're going to want to save them and produce them and have them to use and all those type of things. Really important. Really important. So get them in, get them growing. Again, you know, that was the push last year. I can't remember how many trees we put in last year. Let's see, we got 3 cherry, 6 pear, so there's 9, 4 peach trees, which is up to 13, the 2 fig trees, which puts us at 15, and then I think we got at least 6 or 8 apple trees, something like that. So we're over 20, like I think we're at 22, 23 trees that were planted last year. Where do I want to be with trees? That's a good question, right? I would like to have at least 50, you know, fruit trees here on the property. I think that would be a really good number. We could produce a whole lot of produce with that and be able to, like I said, again, just canning, getting ready. Planning is a big part, though, folks. Planning and getting, and again, just planning is an important step, the most important step. But you have to try to figure everything out, right? What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? What kind of stockpile do I have? Do I have a wood supply? Do I have a wood stove? You know, where am I going? How am I going to get this all done? What, you know, all those things. There's a lot of factors that goes into it. And that's why, like here on the homestead, last year we got the well in, we got the fruit trees planted. You know, we got the pavilion done, so we had a central location to be able to gather when the weather is not so pleasant. You know, and those are big factors. You know, people getting their buildings in here, and you know, getting to work on their buildings and getting that squared away, and being able to have a place where they can have their storage, you know, and stuff like that. It's like I said, it's such a huge and can be overwhelming process that people just kind of like lose it over it. But you sit down, you make a plan, and then you start putting that plan in action. It really alleviates a lot of stress, to be honest with you, when you're able to do that. And I think that that's important. And that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys, the importance of that, in my opinion. Because I think if you have to look at the big picture, it can be very, very overwhelming. Very overwhelming. But you make your plan, you start working at it, and use the KISS method, folks. Keep it simple, stupid, right? KISS. Real awesome little acronym. But you start out with the basics. You start out with food and water. You get that to a supply point where you're comfortable with, and then you start expanding from there. Security, medical, you know, rain catchment, all those type of things. You know, you need to make sure that you're able to take care of what you need to take care of. So with proper planning, it's really not that difficult, to be honest with you. It really isn't. But it can be overwhelming. But, you know, planning is key, folks. Planning is key. And then just enact your plans. And when the time comes, when something does happen, because it's a matter of time, in my opinion, when something will happen, then it's time to act. Simple as that. So, anyway, I hope everybody's doing great. I hope you guys are have had an awesome weekend, because now it is Sunday. But gorgeous, gorgeous day here today. Like I said again, I'm just going to kind of kick this around. Nothing. Oh, look, no planes are flying today. What is up with that? Anyway, I'm being sarcastic. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from achieving your goals is going to be you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.